A very good response of I launched via LinkedIn the cream ratings measuring corporate governance published via Udemy. Very good response. In the course of a week, roughly about 950. I couldn't have expected more than that. It's beyond my imagination. It's good. But what is very important is that taking the corrective action as to some of the areas which does not conform to what I intend to do. The conversion factor of about 950 to the numbers who have actually registered, enrolled for the course certification is 2. If you ask me whether I am satisfied with that, the answer is yes. We are embarking on a very revolutionary methodology of assessment of corporate. When 950 people, I could convert only 2. For those who are accustomed to India's major area, a very big one, and that of Bhagavad Gita, where the person who listened was only one. Through him, several others now are listening. It was Arjun. What I have indicated here, the cream ratings of corporate governance, is that of Arjun. Because I am being supported by my Guru, Paramacharya, who have guided me particularly on the defining intangible, which had been done for the first time. It's a very important aspect of what intangible can do, as zero had done when found as a number on its own merit. That's actually what intangible does. It could cover unimaginable, infinite succession of finite purposes, could be taken into account as it was done with zero. Before that we were struggling. If you ask me whether the corporate is struggling, you have to tell me. The number of NCLT, the number of companies that are finding it very difficult to survive, quoting this and quoting that, or one too many. There is no benchmark. Oh, this is a company. GE, General Motors, Apple is a company that everybody has to follow. We do not know. This is what intangible is set to find. What it would be about 100 years since. What it was, General Motors, what was good for General Motors was good for the United States. Today is not the case. So we got to measure the corporate governance, which is a fundamentally the involvement of every individual. It's nothing to do with the company. As I have been telling, if you look at my these things, modules, about 9 modules are that. The emphasis, repeatedly I said, we are not, cream ratings is not done separately for the corporate. A company is not cream rated, cream being corporate governance, risk management, earnings, accounting quality and management quality, is not done separately for a company, the corporate as a whole. It is done for the individual performance. So when I said that, I contradicted myself by putting up in Udemy the course certification pricing at $105. Then I realized the conversion factor is about 2 out of 950. I said I had done a mistake. When I have been telling that it is not a separate a company cream rating, but the individual cream rating of each and performance of each and every individual collectively go to become the cream rating for the company, any company that goes in for it. So what I did was that in terms of first reducing the rate from 105 to $19.99. That was the least one. In fact, I would be ready or would have done it even for $10 if that first tier is minimum $10. Udemy has fixed that particular one as 19.99. What I am telling is this: the emphasis is on individual. Whether in a company you have 500 or 500,000 people in a company, you are rated. Cream rating is for the individual. From what I see in the various strata of individuals, one is becoming an intern after graduation. What is the purpose of graduation? The graduation gives you the ability to know what you are capable of doing in a particular subject matter, which you had definitely come out very successful. If you look at that area, one is the intern, then some of the areas, aged about 40 or that sort of thing, they goes into a different side. Many of them feel that they have already exhausted about 20 years in a company, and they are looking towards the retirement part of it, and that becomes a problem by itself. Then if you have not achieved to become, as you had said, the CEO level or independent directors level, the board level, you have a few number of people that are being selectively being taken to that particular strata. Not everybody goes with that. So in a company with 500,000 people, we take for granted that we have come as an intern to become part and parcel of company, to do what the leadership, which is being a CEO, does, and collectively from vice president to everybody tells me that I have to do. Now, that must change. That is the purpose of this particular cream rating corporate governance. First is that an intern, when he enters, should set her sight of what she would be 50 years hence. She could be the CEO, independent director, board level after graduating. Now, this is an important aspect of your mental development. That's why I say when we rate the individuals, that is how it has been done in the cream rating being done. You are in a position to find out what your capability is. Set your sight on that. That is one. In a company, the company has got two areas: fiscal assets and ethical assets. The fiscal assets is what we see as the buildings and the factories and all those is there on the balance sheet, what you have brought, debtors and that sort of thing, in a asset side. It will be that. Come back after 150 years, come back after 300 years, it is there. Nothing else will be there. That's all a company has, the fiscal assets. Then what happens to the individuals? The individuals who perform very well are the custodians of ethical assets. If anybody does variable, which is what cream rating does. Cream ratings is identifying individual
It's 11
of how
hours.
they perform in their during their tenure wherever they are. They may be in one company as an intern, switch out to A, B, C, D, any number of companies, and 50 years since becomes a board member, retire as conveniently as one of the best that has come out. And that is the purpose. Ethical assets goes with the individual. It does not belong to the company. The attrition factor of a company, they look at, they must realize this. We are losing one of the best. How do you know you are losing one of the best? Is by cream rating. When you have 500,000 people in a company and each is rated and each forms a team and each forms a team of about 5 members of different teams, about 100,000 teams are there, each yoked together, each team, but perform independently. That is the basis of cream rating modules, which I am giving as a corporate governance as well as management quality. When you measure this data, you have 500,000 Usain Bolts looking there competing with each other or performing to the optimized level. This is very, very important, and that is why I have brought down the pricing to the minimum level. I should be ready for any company. Put my 10 lectures in your intranet and make people aware. Do not stop them. Do not stop them by, when I have put it, the company assumes who is the company. The company is not there. It's like an onion. Remove one layer after the other. The company is left with the fixed assets. Nothing but building and motors and bricks. So do not stop them. That is the reverse mentoring. The reverse mentoring is the one which we have seen of clearing the cobwebs which is there in a company. When a particular aspect of this cream ratings course certification goes, what really happens in a company? An individual takes up the matter, possibly with HR, and sends it to a lot of people, whether they are interested in that. It cost about $105. So sends it to various people, and the decision making finally is taken by somebody within the company. Not necessary. Why should we unnecessarily waste our money? What are they going to gain out of it? And stops with that. You know, China? The China has got is an amazing place. It is hierarchical, one-man call center. And when the revolution comes, only a revolution can come and change it. Until then, it is like as it happened last time, before Z and all that. The revolution came and they knocked out everything. Another revolution has to come into that. Whereas the corporate, they're also like China, is a hierarchical one-man call center. If you do not break it, and this is the time to break it, you will not be able to progress. It is a very important aspect of corporate management. We are stuck. We are stuck with one particular person who is a hierarchical one-man call center. He decides on behalf of 500,000 people, if there are 500,000 people in a company. And that is not right. It is the individuals who has to take a decision. You are carrying your ethical assets. You are today in one company and you will go to another company tomorrow. But you carry your ethical assets part of it. That ethical assets is what you are going to find it out. So may I call upon the individuals and wherever the company that you are, go ahead and get this particular course certification. It is yours. It is not something which is you will be able to learn from anywhere else. It is identifying the cost of inaction. The cost of inaction relates to a particular individual, and that is what it describes: matter, antimatter, and matter, which is energy, which is being liberated matter. This is how the whole thing is being brought about. When the benchmarking and metrics, which are being very scientifically brought in, is to the single individual. That's why the corporate atomic structure is to a single individual. Each atom is being identified, and collectively what the company strength comes into. You have 500,000 Usain Bolts in a single company. They can go beyond anything that you do. You're stuck with your old policies. You're stuck with your preventing other people to bring about their skills and energies. Don't do that. If as a company that you want to do that, even if they do it, it is not their responsibility to decide your future. You got to decide where you want to go. You are an intern. You are stuck at the age of 40. You somewhere you have reached the final stages of being a CEO. What next? It is important that you decide what you want to do. So best is set your goal in while you enter as an intern, and then it should reverberate. Your energy force, your pulsating energy, that is a return on intangible. Where action or inaction is the numerator, and intangible is the pulsating energy. That is your own. You are being identified and calculated. That is the return on intangible. What you do today and what you want to do, set your goal 50 years later, is all yours. That's what it is. The capability model, you won't believe it. What has been the second chapter, second module, which I have identified. Very important to know who you are and what you are. That's what the chapter title is. Who are you? The 1 cubic centimeter of your vortex has got the synapses and neurons in such a manner. There is no mathematics available as to know what is your capability. The capability is that for everybody. If you look at this, this is the one made by an ordinary artisan from Mangalore. There is no difference as to the capability of this artisan, who is a very ordinary person, and the capability of a nuclear scientist. That is what we are made up of. We have extraordinary capability, but we are not using it. Go through the CREAM ratings course certification and find yourself who you could become and set your targets and get going. If your company refuses to pay for it, pay from your pocket. It's worth it. Thank you.